guys, this is Jo from Conscious Eating. I'm a mind-body health coach and I'm also a mother of 2 kids. My health journey started about 10 years ago, and today I want to share with you some of the things that I have learned over the years, and I'm hoping that these will help you fast track your journey to health as well. Now, these are some things that we don't obviously think of when we talk about getting into a healthier lifestyle. So when we talk about health, I guess the first couple of things that come to mind are eating healthy or exercising, but these are a little bit different. I feel that if I had known these a few years ago, I would have gotten where I wanted to be a lot faster. So I'm hoping that this information will help you fast track your journey. And if you're already doing all those things, that's great. You don't need to watch this video, but it's for those people who haven't thought of these things and they're just looking for more ways to get better and better with what they're doing. So let's get straight into it. Everyone is talking a lot about health these days, whether it's magazines you look at or TV or just conversations about people. Everyone wants to get healthy, they want to get the body that they want, but I feel that there is too much information out there, and sometimes it can be quite overwhelming. We don't know what choices to make because one health expert says one thing and the other says another. So there's a lot of contradictory information out there, and I feel that there is too much focus on food and exercise alone. But there are some simple things that or changes that you can make to your lifestyle that will make a lot of difference to your health. And some of these don't even have a direct connection with food and exercise. The first one that I've got on my list is a lot of people these days, they eat unconsciously, and this is probably even more important than what you're eating. Before I explain to you what conscious eating means, I'll share with you one of my own experiences. So a few years ago, when I started on my health journey, I was doing all the right things. I was eating a healthy diet and I was exercising, and I thought it would be easy to get the results that I wanted to achieve. But 4 or 5 years into it, all the positive changes kind of stopped, and I started experiencing digestive issues, bloating, even though I was having the really healthy food that I was having over the years. These weren't things that I was expecting to happen to me. This was before I studied at the Institute of Psychology of Eating. In this course, I learned that our health is not just about eating healthy and exercising. It's much more than that. And they talk a lot there about the mind-body connection. So if you go to Mark David's website, there's a lot of articles and things and on his blog explaining the connection between stress and being mindful and being present, not just at the time of your meals, but in life in general, and how it affects our health. So coming back to conscious eating. Conscious eating is about being present at the time of your meals. So, and most of us are like that. We are all doing something or the other when we're eating. So, either we're on our phone or we're watching TV while having dinner or lunch, or we're at our desk at work and just eating and, chasing a deadline. Or these are just physical distractions though. They could be mental distractions, they could be stress on your mind, which could be interfering with the digestion process. I'll talk to you a lot more about conscious eating in my future videos, and there is a lot of information available on my website about it as well if you'd like to go to consciouseating.com.au. But for the purposes of this video, I'll explain to you conscious eating simply means paying attention to your food, being free of any physical, mental or emotional distractions. These could be things that I just discussed before. Some of the emotional ones I haven't mentioned are could be, you know, the fear of gaining weight. If you have the fear of gaining weight whilst you're eating your food, that can affect you as well. And when your digestion shuts down, you're not going to get the full benefit of your meal. So you're either going to have issues like bloating, indigestion, or you know, you're not going to lose weight the way you want to lose it. You might also have nutritional deficiencies because if the food is not digested, nutrients are not absorbed in your body, and you know, you're going to be deficient in something or the other. So basically, it's just being present at the time of your meal, paying full attention to your meal. And to be honest, I know that this, you know, taking the time to eat, it seems like a luxury in these days. We don't have the time to eat. But you could start with one meal a day and just take 10 minutes out of your day to have that meal. It could be breakfast, or it could be lunch or dinner, and then slowly move on into, you know, doing the same thing for your other meals. And be relaxed when you're having a meal. So, you know, maybe you can start off with taking 5 deep breaths before you eat your meal. So basically, you know, just have a go at these things initially. Like I said before, there's a lot of information on my website and on other websites. There's a lot of people talking about conscious or mindful eating these days. So have, you know, research that, and you'll find a lot of tips on the internet about how you can, you know, start eating conscious. Next one on my list of habits that healthy eaters forget to take up is people not having enough fat. And I think the reason why a lot of people avoid having fat is because they want to lose weight quickly. But there's a lot of misconception out there that eating fat, you know, makes you gain weight. So, you know, people think eat fat and get fat, but this is not true. If you know, and there's a lot of evidence out there with, you know, the fact that the state of your body, the shape of your body, or the weight that you are does not determine the state of your health. So being thin doesn't necessarily mean that a person is in the best state of their health. And the reason why eating healthy or eating fat, is so important is fat can actually keep us full for really long. Fat is a slow release of energy compared to how carbohydrates are absorbed in the system. So carbohydrates give us instant energy, whereas fat gives us a slow release of energy, which means it keeps us full for longer than carbohydrates can, which doesn't mean that you should avoid having carbohydrates. You know, being on a healthy diet means having a balanced diet, which means having the right amount of fats, carbohydrates and proteins, which are the main macronutrients. Just because I'm saying start eating fat doesn't mean that you have to avoid carbs. They all go hand in hand. They all, you know, satisfy different types of energy requirements of our body. Macronutrients, they have, you know, a place in our diet, and they have a role to play in our body because they are all different energy types. So make sure you have a balanced diet, which does include fat. So start putting butter on that toast, you know, and olive oil on, you know, in your salads. Start having things like coconut oil. Don't avoid egg yolks. Have the whole food, have the whole egg. Have coconut oil in your smoothies. So these are the types of fats that you should be putting in or including in your diet. Avoid the bad fats, which are the trans fat mainly. So all types of artificially created oils. Most oils that you find in processed food are trans fats. So those are the kinds of fats that your body doesn't recognize as food. So the closer the fat is, or the food is to nature, the better it is for our health. Next one on my list of habits that healthy eaters forget to take up is they stick to a single diet. With healthy eating, it's very, very important to eat a variety of foods. When you follow a particular diet, it might not incorporate every type of food. More important thing to realize is to not stick to a particular diet, but to have to incorporate a variety of foods in your diet, whatever you eat on a daily basis, to eat something that you traditionally, culturally are used to eating, and eating local. So these are the three most important ones for me. I don't like sticking to a particular diet, even though over the years I did stick to a particular diet for a number of years. But after some time, you will notice that you stop getting the benefits. So when you change into a new diet, you instantly see the benefits. But then after a couple of years, your body kind of plateaus. So you don't really see the benefits that you saw when you started that diet initially. So, like I said before, eat a variety of foods. Experiment with different diets, because that will help you and educate you on what suits your body and what doesn't. And having a variety of foods also means that your body is used to digesting different types of foods. So, if you're restricting yourself too much by being on a single diet, then suddenly when you have a different food after a few months or a few weeks, your body doesn't know what you're eating, so it has to start from start. To make sure that you get all the nutrients that your body requires, stick to a variety of foods, and experiment by all means with different diets, but choose best elements of each diet that suits you and try to kind of form a diet for yourself, because I don't believe there is such thing as the perfect diet. You have to find your own perfect diet. What works for you doesn't work for others. And a lot of these diets that are really popular out there have only been experimented on a certain group of people, or in some cases just one person. So if I start eating something today and it suits me and I'm seeing the benefits, and I announce to the world that this is the best diet in the world, that just doesn't make sense, because that's the best diet for me. My health is at a different level to you. My age, my stress levels, my activity levels are all different to what you have. So you have to experiment with everything, but try to find what works best for you. This one on my list of habits that healthy eaters forget to take up, and I think we're up to number 4, is they don't change their beauty and skincare products. And guys, I cannot stress on this enough. It's as important, if not more, to having healthy food. The reason behind this is when you apply something to your skin, it doesn't go through the same sort of process that our food does inside our body. When the food is getting digested, a lot of the bad things or toxins, they will be eliminated through the digestive process. However, it's not the same with our skin. Whatever you apply on your skin, most of the time is directly absorbed into the body. And I will talk to you a lot more about this in the future. Our beauty products that you find at your local, beauty shops or pharmacies, wherever you get them from, they are loaded with toxins and with hormone disrupting chemicals, and there's loads of other things that your body doesn't recognize and it doesn't want them. So very, very important, guys, to change your beauty products. If you can make your own, that's the best thing. And I'll show you in the future a lot of recipes that you can, really simple recipes that you can use to make your own beauty products. But the more simple your beauty and skincare routine is, the better it is for you. If you can go and find organic products out there, choose them. I'll talk to you more about the toxins that we can avoid. If you can't afford organic, at least you can buy natural products which don't have all those nasty chemicals. Definitely make skincare and beauty a big part of your health. The last one on my list today, and it's not less in any way compared to any of the others that I've discussed today, is I see so many people who are eating healthy, nutritious food and they're storing it in plastic containers, or worse, heating it as well. Look, I know that plastic is very convenient, it's lighter, it's cheaper, but it's not good for our health. Even if it's BPA free, even if it says it's toxin free and it's the best quality plastic, at the end of the day, it's plastic, and it will still contain some sort of chemicals or the other. And the main one that you should be concerned about is there are certain chemicals used in all types of plastic, no matter how good quality they are, is that, and that particular chemical it mimics certain hormones in our body. Please guys, avoid using plastics, especially for kids, because they interfere with the hormones of our body. And imagine when that happens to a child who's growing, whose body is growing and their hormones are still developing, what a huge impact plastic can have on and it's and I know it's really hard to avoid plastics these days. It's not just the containers, it's in everything. It's packaged food, it's your straws, everything is made of plastic. So slowly make a change, like I said before. Start off with your containers, move on to changing on your water bottles. Then you can, there are so many options out there to plastic. You can wrap food in a lot of different types of wrappings, which are not plastic, which are much more healthier options. You can use steel and glass straws if you like. And I'll talk to you a lot more about those. I'll talk to you about each of the things that I've discussed today in a lot more detail. But today I just wanted to give you just a small list, if I can say that, of things that we don't normally think of when we think about health. Found this information helpful. Like I said before, if you've got any feedback for me, please do comment, or you can also go to my website consciouseating.com.au. You can contact me through there if you've got any questions at all. Like I said at the start, that some of you might already be doing all these things. The purpose of this video was not to judge people who aren't doing these things. We all learn from our own experiences, and it's always great to share this information. So until my next video, if you have anything to say about today's video, do let me know. But until then, stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time.